Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. And as always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Man, I think I'm going to go in on as many videos as I can that's going to be on them Democrats' heads. And for those of y'all who want to know why I'm not going to get on Republicans, I didn't say that. But right now, we got to get on them folk that claim to be family, that claim to have our back, the best interests of the black community. Y'all had Biden's back, so he said he was going to have your back. And in 3.5, damn near 4 years, well, 3 years, damn near 4 years, he hadn't done a thing for you. Compared to other people now, over the last couple of years, he has definitely shown that he don't care about us because of the migrant issue, the invasion, and all the money that's being sent overseas for wars, and how they're allowing. Now we say migrant invasion, not just those, Venezuelans, South Americans, Chinese that's coming from south of the border. We also talk about them Ukrainians and them Israeli and Palestinian people. And I know they can't help, trying to run from a war or whatever, this, that, and the third, but my gosh, it's kind of like being a Hurricane Katrina and then all your family from Louisiana, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your grandparents, cousins, husbands, cousins, family, they all come to your house. And in the beginning, you ain't got enough room for your own kids. And you like, shoot, you can't stay here, you're grown, you go do what you got to do. You figure that out there, but then something happened. Then you let 1,000 people, you let 50 people come moving to your house. Well, and eventually your kids looking at you like, hold on, you said you didn't have enough room or enough money or enough space for us. But now, and we need some help. But now you letting other people in. And a lot more people in. How in the heck is this possible? Well, that's what America's going through now. So like I said, anyway, I'm gonna be on Democrats' head. I'm gonna do as many stories I can to show y'all that ain't no need to be trying to put Biden back in office. They're gonna have to come up with somebody different between him, besides him and Kamala, and somebody who's gonna give us some tangibles, and that's it. If you don't do it, we ain't voting for you. It's as simple as that. And I know I got a small audience, but there's people out there with bigger audiences than me. So, hey, every little bit counts. So let's get into this article right now, because I can remember on all night. This is from MSN.com by way of Mediate. And it says, progressive Chicago mayor tells CNN migrant influx is not sustainable without significant federal support. Now, remember, you are sanctuary cities. Supposedly, your president said he was going to help y'all bring in these immigrants or these migrants that's seeking asylum so they can become citizens, they can get jobs because they're coming here for a better life. When the citizens of your own citizens of the country are fighting to try to have a better life. So let's get into it. Chicago Democratic Mayor Brandon Johnson lamented the migrant influx into his city, claiming it is not sustainable without significant federal support. During a Wednesday morning interview on CNN with anchor Poppy Harlow, Johnson laid out the full scope of the migrant influx in Chicago, knowing that it has been a remarkable challenge. I don't understand some people, like this remarkable challenge. If that is not a toned down, what do you call it, politically correct, don't want to make daddy mad answer. But you saw when Eric Adams tried to say that, Joe Biden ain't doing nothing. Y'all, leaving us high and dry. This ain't working. Tired of this. They put the feds on him. So your boy Brandon Johnson seems like he might be a little terrified, might be a little scared. But it's okay. That's the life he chose, Do you. Since taking office a little bit over 7 months ago, my administration has responded to this humanitarian mission with the full force of the government, Johnson noted. We have roughly 15,000 people living in shelters, temporary shelters here in Chicago, nearly 27 shelters. A total of 4,500 children are in our Chicago public school system, providing health care and also making sure that we are screening individuals as they come through the city of Chicago, providing, again, on-site vaccinations at all of our shelters. Johnson complaints comes as New York City Mayor Eric Adams claimed earlier this week that the White House has refused to meet with him to discuss the migrant influx, even as the city takes in thousands of asylum seekers every week. Adams told the press Tuesday that the federal government has refused to do their job and critique the city's government every step of the way. He needs to stay on their neck, like for real. But let's go back to this 15,000 people living in shelters. And this is why the citizens of Chicago should be very upset, should be downright pissed at their mayor, at the governor, at the blue, and should be ready to get them out of office. As a matter of fact, let me find something that where is it at? Here we go. This is something called, I think, a pit review. I think this is what I want to look at. And it talks about the City of Chicago 2020 homeless point in time count and survey report. Now, the reason why I went to 2020 and not this year is because this year's number, the last couple of years' numbers could be skewed because, you know, they're going to try to put in the migrants, the migrants that came in over the last couple of years, and it might skew the numbers some. So I want to kind of go back a couple of years to see before this major influx came in, and so you can see, so we can compare numbers really. So I want to go down to, saw a while ago about this homeless population, which is, now it said now 2020, it's a population demographics. Demographic data includes individuals from all household structures. Demographic data collected includes gender, age, race, and ethnicity. In 2020 pit count, the race, 77% of the homeless people were Black. So let's see that. In that instance, in 2020, there were 5,390 homeless people on the streets of Chicago. That's the total homeless. Let's see, those that were sheltered. Sheltered was 3,861. Unsheltered was 1,529. Those are people that are like living under the bridges or on the streets. And out of all of those, 77% were Black people. 77%. So where's my calculator? Do I got my calculator? Do I even feel like pulling it out? No, I really don't. But if you're talking 80%, 77%, that's, let me see. 23, 3. That's at least 4,000, at least 4,200 people, easy, that are Black people that were homeless. And let's see, 61.6% were male, which is interesting because those that were leading families, the majority of them were female. Like out of the family with the head of households, only when you have a family that's homeless, the families that are led by the males only like 28, but led by females was 378. This is the Black population. So there's a total of like 506 families that were homeless. Individual family need to know all that. Let's see, age of parent, and then you got youth, age 18 to 24 is 127 in shelters. This, that, and the third. You can look this up. Matter of fact, I might put this link in the description so y'all can read it. But if not, I don't put pictures up here. But my point is, you had over 5,000 homeless people in your city 3 years ago. And them son gone and over, what I say, over like 1,500 of them were on the street. But now all of a sudden, you got 15,000 people in shelters. Where the hell you get them shelters from? This is why, like I said, if I was a citizen of Chicago, I'd be highly pissed because of the people who live in your city. I don't know I don't know about their background and don't care because you know what? You don't know the background of all these people that are coming off them buses. Shout out to Greg Abbott for getting them up out of here. Coming in them buses, you don't know that background. But you know that some of them are good people, and you know some of them are going to be not so good. You know some of them are going to be criminals, gang members, street walkers. Some of them going to want to try to work. But the point is, you don't know any of that background. You know, the majority of them don't have the Americanized education system that you want to harp so much about. You know that. So you don't know what kind of skills they have. You know that most of them don't have tech skills, computer skills, anything in AI, STEM or STEAM. You know that. You can pretty much figure that out. You know, judge a book by its cover. You can pretty much judge that and know that a lot of them don't have those kind of skills. But yet you have taken them in 15,000 and it said like 4,500 of the kids are like in the school system, in the public school system. How in the hell did you come up with this money? Joe Biden, this shows that all you have to do is open your mouth and things will get done. Tell these mayors and these governors, hey, get these folks off the street. Get the citizens of Chicago, the citizens of New York, the citizens of LA, whatever, the homeless, get them off the street. Open up shelters, create temporary shelters. Do what you gotta do to get them off the street so we can get them back on their feet. You could have done it, and yet you chose not to. But then, yet you chose to tell your family they gotta go. You're on the street, you stay on the street. But yet, you let strangers coming from all walks of life, and you don't know what they're bringing to them. Oh, you vaccinate them. Hell, you probably kill half. Well, probably gonna make a lot of them sick, second, and third, because you don't know where they come, but you're gonna shoot them up with. You got vaccines that we had to pay for, but you're gonna give it to them. I'm not saying if I'm pro or against vaccines. I'm just saying you have created ways for multiple times of homeless people to come in and have somewhere to stay. It may not be the best conditions, but you got them accounted for and you taking care of them, and you trying to figure out, waiting on the government to send you that money. See, Joe Biden can say anything. All you gotta do is just say the word. And we know this. Say the word, Ukraine, writing checks. Israel, writing checks. Without even thinking about, without doing a study, like y'all doing on this reparation stuff. And you're doing it with ease, man. Like I said, I'm pissed off at Chicago residents. And it's not even happening here. It's the, meanwhile, Johnson claimed without immediate federal support, the ongoing crisis in the city is not sustainable. Hell, they know this. You don't think your president know this? They got people who actually do, who research, who's watching this. Hell, if we watched it, dang on well your president and his people watching it. But let me just say this to make this very clear. What I have said repeatedly is that we have to have coordination, Johnson continued. Since taking office, we've had an uncoordinated approach. And what I've worked to do instead of having chaos is provide some structure and calm around the situation. And without significant federal support, this is not sustainable. What's wrong? Why does it seem like that this guy with the funny haircut, with the 9-year-old haircut, with the third grader haircut, why does it seem like this dude just would not man up? Why can't this dude just say, hey, if we don't get this money, if we don't get help by, say, I don't know, January 1st, we kicking all these sun guns out. We gonna bust them right back down to the border. Or we're gonna fly them back to their country. We're gonna get them out of here. Or we're gonna lock them up. Open up, we got some of these prisons. Now, it's funny how you chose schools, what they call like rec centers, hotels, high price hotels to put these people in. But I know doggone well y'all got some jails that's closed down. Shoot, we got some down here in Texas. Now, I ain't saying listen here, this is what I'm saying. You don't treat outsiders better than you treat your own people. You learn that in the work field. Like if I'm working on the floor and we short staffed and you need somebody from another floor to come and help out, you don't give your own people the worst assignment. I know people that come in and be like, man, I'm just helping out. How you gonna give me this bad assignment? Look, you gotta understand. I gotta look out for my people first. As simple as that. If they already got that assignment, that's one thing. But if ain't no assignment assigned, I'm not gonna give my people the worst and let you just sit here and Cadillac. That's not looking good because you going back to your floor. They gotta be here. And I gotta try to keep them here. May not sound right, but that's how it is. Because matter of fact, if we go to your floor, you're gonna do the same thing. So let's just keep that in mind. You don't treat people outside of your home better than you do your own people. You just don't do that. They come up here, hey, we're gonna put you in these old shut down jails. Here you go. Or okay, whatever, school. But again, that's after you put your own homeless people in nice hotels. Not just on Christmas and not just on Thanksgiving when you're feeding them, but all the time. And you trying to make sure that they're taken care of. But anyway, hey, Mayor Johnson, I really don't feel sorry for you. You can get in front of TV and talk this, this soft talk, this sweet talk, trying not to piss off your bosses. But bruh, I'm just gonna say it like this: Chicago, they need to get you up out of there. And like I say, the Democrats, it's time. I mean, I always seen the brother say they're gonna turn the city red, so I'm just waiting on it. My thing is, like I said, you ain't gotta vote Republican. That's fine, but I ain't voting for them. I wouldn't vote for nobody Democrat, not at all. Now, if I was black, you know why? Because I need my reparations, and I need it ASAP. Anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below, then share it with the world. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.